Hello everyone, it's Ethan from the Orlando Tourist. It's a little humid out, so the lens is getting a little foggy. But we are back here at the Universal Orlando Resort today on Wednesday, July 14th. And we are about to go through security and the line looks huge right over here. But today we're going to cover some Horror Nights construction updates and see what else is new around the resort. We're gonna head into Islands Adventure now, see what's new around the park. So as we're entering the park, it looks like the maps, they don't have in stock today. So it looks like they do not have any maps in today. And we are here early, it is now 9 in the morning. So an hour after early park admission. It looks like in the main Islands Adventure gift shop, they do have some Velocicoaster grand opening shirts right outside. It looks like if you spend over $295 on a merchandise card, you can get a free wand, which has a $55 value. So right now I'm going to be heading to Hulk, but I do have a Hagrid reservation already to get on the Hagrid virtual line. They did change the system, so we're going to go over that later in this video. So we just got off of Hulk. And we did single riders. The posted wait time for normal line was 30 minutes or 35 minutes, but we did single riders. Now I really don't like the way they're doing single riders right now, where they have it split off. So you have to wait outside in the normal line, then you split off to go to single riders. It's annoying because then you have to wait longer, and the single rider line is shorter than that. And some people miss it when they want to go onto single riders. They'll miss the entrance of it. But we did single riders, quick wait, and now we are headed to Hagrid, and I'm going to show you how that virtual line works. So we're heading to Hagrid right now. We are almost there. So right now we already have our QR code, and it says come over in 17 minutes to ride. And we'll show you how this works. We'll try to get another reservation later in the day. So I just got off of Hagrid. It wasn't that long at all, so the new pass is pretty good, the new virtual line system. I'm going to show you how it works right over here. Look for a team member holding the virtual line scanners.
Are you kidding? You can do it with a damn phone? No, you don't.
That's what you're going to use to reserve your Hagrid pass, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So actually pause the video on that QR code and take a screenshot, because if your phone can scan it from the phone, do that before coming to the park, so you don't have to spend time scanning the scanner. So once you go on property, it'll bring you to the link and you can set up the virtual line. Now you can only reserve them on property, and a lot of people scan the QR codes in the park, but if you get it ahead of time, you'll save some time that way. So when you go onto the phone, I already made an account, but it wants you to make an account. So you just throw in an email and a password, and then after that you put activate virtual line, you put the amount of people you want, and then it'll show you the attractions. So right now I have it set up for 3 people today, and then when you go to the attractions, it shows Hagrid, and right now it's unavailable. It says getting wait time, and it's gonna say unavailable. Oh, it's open now. It actually just opened. No, never mind, it didn't open. So right now the ride's at capacity, but when wait times come available, you hit the button and it'll tell you when to come back. So I'm gonna keep checking and check back with you when we do get a pass. And right now we are headed to Velocicoaster. We're in the bypass bridge. The bypass bridge did recently reopen. There's the extended queue right over there.
Yeah, but it was the only person. Yeah.
There are some amazing views on this bridge. And it's a nice shortcut to get to the entrance of Velocicoaster as well. There it comes. go. So I just got off Velocicoaster. I rode it twice. So we did wait a long time for the single rider line to open because it was closed. But it is so worth it waiting in the single rider line because I did go through the normal line. It says 60 minutes, but it was really long throughout the extended queue and the line was not moving that quick. So I don't recommend the normal wait if it says close on the single rider. Definitely wait for the single rider to open, wait around the courtyard area, and it will open and it will be much shorter of a wait. So when I did wait for it, the first time it was a walk-on because no one was in front of me in the single rider line. And then I went right back into the single rider line before they closed it again, and it was about a 15-minute wait. And that beats an hour by far. It is so worth doing it that way. Now another tip I have is if you're in the single rider and you see the single rider line goes all the way to the end or the entrance of the ride, it's definitely going to be longer than normal. It'll be like 45 minutes for that single rider line, and it could possibly be longer than the normal line, but it just depends how fast the line's moving and how long the normal line is, but it could be longer with that attraction. This is how you know if the single rider line is open for Spider-Man. It is not always open, but when you see the sign up, it is. But since the line's over here, it's probably about a 25-minute wait. So that's how you know if it's too long for you, if you want to ride it or not. So we're gonna head to the other park instead to try to cover some Horror Night construction news. But before we do that, I'm gonna keep showing you guys about the Hagrid passes, the virtual line. So as we're heading to the next park, we're looking over here at the Blue Man stage, and rumor has it that they're actually having the replacement already planned out for Blue Man Theater, and it'll open in 2022, but we don't know what it is yet. There are many rumors going in right now, but it won't be a Broadway show because there's not enough room in the theater for a Broadway musical. So we are headed in to look at the new Horror Nights merchandise. We were here when they came out with the Haunting of Hill House shirts in our last video, but they do still have Jack shirts in stock. Here are the Jack shirts right here. Come get them before they run out. And from what I heard, they are now $20 instead of $28. And the Haunting of Hill House shirts do say, they used to say $28 on the sleeve, but they were always $30. And the price tag does say $30 now. So that's how much the Haunting of Hill House shirt costs. And they have plenty of sizes still available, so come get them before they run out. And they do have new Universal Monster figurines over here as well.
Actually pretty cool.
Hey, Bear. They already got the horns.
So there you go. And now we are going to take a walk through the prop shop real quick. We got a Scarecrow stock Scarecrow right there. We do some interesting posters over here. There's Scarecrows. Not much of anything new going on back here.
Oh, this is cool.
And then over here, looks like we have a stamp machine. And we have some blue mannequins, possibly from the Blue Man group. Some Christmas stuff. That's pretty much it. Some old retro ponchos. And that'll do it. These shrubs over here by the animal actors almost look a little new, but we're gonna head by the DreamWorks destination to see if we can see the Boss Baby today, because he was not out last time. Looks like we have a penguin of Madagascar over here waving, but it looks like the Boss Baby isn't here anymore, so he is no longer out and we didn't get to see him, unfortunately. So I keep refreshing the page to try to show you the Hagrid virtual line, but no virtual lines are available at the moment, so I can't show you guys, but I'll keep refreshing and checking for later. For right now, we're going to show you guys the Horror Night construction though. So let's go over there. Taking a peek back here. What it looks like today, a lot of the plywood's missing from the truck. And they have the dome there, which is going to be the entrance. And they have a tunnel right behind it. So if you remember Depths of Fear last year, That's the same tunnel, and that's for a rumored house called Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. And right next to it, we have another tent as well. And we have a truck there. And then we have another tent. Zoom in. Here we are. I'm curious to see what that facade looks like on the other side. We come right over here. That black board with the wood, that's all for puppet theater captive audience. I'm really excited for that house. So this is what the construction looks like over here. They're covering some of the wood with black walls. You can see employees in there, and there's also ladders. There's a ladder right there. Someone working. And this is all from the Simpsons exit, so we are not backstage. This is an active guest viewing area. So all guests in the park can see this. But they're there. And here's another view of some of that construction going on. So it looks like from across the lagoon we can see that the Fear Factor stage entrance, the sign, is all covered up, which means we are getting a Horror Night show in that location this year. So we're heading to Men in Black right now, just to see if we can see that new Carrie facade. Now in the Men in Black queue, and in the extended queue, you can see the Carrie, Ohio facade. Now, my video isn't going to be as clear because I'm filming at a different frame rate on my phone from my camera. You can really get a nice up-close view of the facade, and it's beautiful. We're going to go down a little further and see how close we can get. So it says, welcome to Scary, Ohio. It's going to be the anniversary house for Horror Nights this year, the 30th anniversary. So it'll have a compilation of a lot of the houses from the past years, the past 10 years. So it might have some of like a Yeti room, and it might have just rooms from some of the best houses. But Scary, Ohio is a play on words. It's supposed to be Cary, Ohio, because that's a town in Ohio. But this is Scary, Ohio, because it's just a fun title. So that's the facade. Some of it at least. And Cary, Ohio is where most of the originals do take place, and during Horror Nights. And you can see there's some workers doing some stuff back there. And I have a feeling the facade is not finished. There's more to go. And Fear Factor does have some lighting work going on too. I really thought I just heard some audio testing going on. It almost sounds like there's a little bit going on, so let's see. So we just maxed out on Men in Black on the red side with the bonus. Now I do have a video guide on how to max out, and I tell you guys all the time, just watch it. Now I did film the Cary, Ohio facade behind Men in Black. I already got footage, but the Fear Factor Live Stadium, the stage, is having some work right now going on. There's some lighting rigs going up. And also, stage itself, the sign on the outside, is all covered up. Typically the sign just has the words Fear Factor Live covered up, but now the whole sign is covered, which means they're going to be using it for Halloween Horror Nights. So it looks like Mummy has themed barricades for the extended queue now. We're gonna see if we can get on the ride before we head out, because the rain is coming. So just got off Mummy. Single Riders is pretty short. There's another look at that themed barricade that they have. We've already checked out the Jurassic World Trivia Store in a lot of my past videos. but it is closing August 9th to prepare for the Horror Nights Tribute Store. So definitely visit it if you haven't already. I keep refreshing the page to get Hagrid virtual lines, but the ride doesn't have any at the moment and it's delayed. So basically what you want to do is once you scan the QR code and set up your profile, you want to keep refreshing until it says you can grab Hagrid tickets, and it'll have a countdown timer of when you're allowed to return back to the ride. So once you get your tickets for Hagrid, it'll say come back in an hour and a half, for example. You come back in an hour and a half, and the countdown timer on the website will transform into a QR code, and you use that for the team members right outside of Hagrid. They'll scan it, so that's how you know when you're able to ride the attraction. Once again, Universal is celebrating the Olympics at the park, and this Friday and Saturday, July 16th and 17th, they will have the Olympic rings right outside the arches in the park. So if you want to see some real Olympic rings that are traveling across America, check it out. They will be here on those 2 days. And they also have a nighttime water show to celebrate for the Olympics. So that's going to do it for me today at Universal. We did go on most of the rides with pretty short waits. Today's a Wednesday in the middle of July. I definitely recommend coming during the week. And also use early park admission. Click my video on that and I'll show you some tips for using that during the summer. Now as we're leaving, there are some stuff right outside the archway. The rings for the Olympics will be here, and we have some trussing work over here, truss work, which that's also probably for the Olympic rings. They're probably gonna have some signage up. But for Horror Nights, definitely stay tuned on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already to stay in touch with the latest Horror Nights news. We're here like every week covering the new facades and all the construction going on around the park. So stay tuned so you don't miss out on any of that. We're covering the facades behind the Simpsons, and then we're also covering the one behind Men in Black because they are being built really fast right now. Horror Nights is almost here. We're covering all the announcements, all the new merchandise in the stores. So stay tuned for all that news, rumors. So we were here actually twice earlier in the week, but we didn't film last time we were here. And I did keep everyone updated on my social media channels. So if you haven't been following those, follow those now. My Twitter is @EthanHershaft and my Instagram is @FloridaThemeParkPics. And stay tuned for the next one.